Yo, peoples, KIMETSU92 here, and welcome back to my Demon Slayer KIMETSU no YAIBA read-through. We're going to be reading through chapters 26 through 34, or what Viz would classify as Volume 3 of the series, and on the eve of my birthday, I am happy to bring yet another read-through for you guys. In the last chapter, in chapter 25, Tanjiro has defeated the Suzumi demon, and now he's headed back outside, and we see the boarhead guy facing off against Zenitsu, who is protecting the box that Nezuko is inside. And this kind of surprised me because Zenitsu has been behaving like a coward this whole time and, just being loud and irate, except for that one moment where he fell asleep and then he just Shisunsun, the one chameleon frog-like demon, and just instantly killed him. But now Zenitsu is going out of his way to protect this box that Tanjiro said that he values it even more than his own life, that it holds what he values the most. And Zenitsu in the last chapter is shown covering it and protecting it from the boarhead guy. So now we get to see what happens in chapter 26. Let's get started. Chapter 26, Barehanded Fight. People thought it was creepy that I knew what they said while I was asleep. I've always had very good hearing. Tanjiro must have won. The sound of the demon has disappeared. I can hear Tanjiro and the others, and some kind of strange, noisy footfalls. Zenitsu! And we have Shoichi here, the little boy that was with Zenitsu during the whole ordeal with the demon house. And then Zenitsu wakes up. Are you alright? The force from the room's changing tossed you outside. You fell from the second floor window. Oh, really? You protected me, so I'm fine, but that's good. Why are you crying? And he puts his hand from his head, and he sees blood on it. Wait, did I fall on my head? And then Shoichi says, yes. And then we see the boarhead guy come out here. Boar rush! Boar rush! Headbutting the door off of the house, making his way outside. I sense a demon. Oh no, I remember that voice. That's the fifth survivor. At final selection, he was the first to climb the mountain and the first to descend. He's a real hothead. Oh wait, this dude was at final selection? This dude was at final selection, and he was the first to climb the mountain and the first to go down the mountain. Then the boarhead guy immediately looks in the direction of Nezuko, because as you know, Nezuko is technically a demon right now, and the boarhead guy senses him, and he zones in on him. Zones in on her. My apologies. Aha! I found it! And he immediately goes over there, but Zenitsu jumps up in front of him, protecting the box with Nezuko inside. I won't let you touch this box! It's important to Tanjiro! Hey, what are you saying? There's a demon in there. Don't you know that? Of course! I knew that from the start! I knew he was with the demon. Demon and humans make completely different sounds, but Tanjiro was making another sound. A sound like he was on the verge of tears. In all my life, I've never heard a sound like that. I never heard a sound that was so full of kindness. Living creatures make lots of sounds. They speak volumes about a person. The sound of breathing, the sound of the heart, the sound of blood circulating. When I listen carefully, those sounds often tell me what a person is thinking. But people can deceive me. I've always trusted people that I want to trust. Tanjiro is in a Demon Slayer Corps, but he is with a demon. There must be a reason for that. I trust that it's a worthwhile reason. And I plan to ask Tanjiro about it directly. Until then, you better back off. Yo, Zenitsu just shed a lot of his cowardice in this one moment because he's willing to trust Tanjiro. You know what? I'm starting to warm up to Zenitsu. I was like, why is this dude so loud in the past couple of chapters? Now I'm actually starting to warm up to the guy. Fool, you talk tough, but you didn't draw your blade. If you're in the Demon Slayer Corps too, then show me how you fight. And the boarhead guy kicks Zenitsu in the face. And we cut back to the present day. And this is a kick from the present day as we see Tanjiro standing with the older brother and the younger sister. Younger sister Teruko. I forget what the other brother's name was. I didn't go back that far in the pages. And then Zenitsu is bloodied in the face, but he's holding on to Nezuko. And it immediately cuts to a flashback of Tanjiro seeing his family outside of his house the morning he came to the home after they died. I'll skewer you along with that box. Then, where the eldest brother and Teruko were standing, we just see a spot where Tanjiro was, and we see Tanjiro say, "Stop!" and immediately punches the boarhead guy in the stomach, sending him reeling and flying backwards a certain distance. Aren't you in the Demon Slayer Corps? He just broke his rib. Oh, so since Zenitsu has such strong hearing, he can even tell when people break certain bones in a person's body. So Tanjiro hit this guy with enough force to break one of his ribs. He punched him. That's how strong Tanjiro is right now. Don't you understand why Zenitsu hasn't drawn his sword? A Demon Slayer Corps member can only draw their weapon for combat. Do you really get into deadly fights just for fun? Are you really such a coward? And then the boarhead guy is just coughing, and then he starts laughing. Is that your problem? Fine, we'll fight barehanded then. I don't think you understand at all. For one thing, and then the boarhead guy, after embedding his, chipped Nichiren swords into the ground, just flips onto his feet. It's wrong for members of the Corps to fight each other at all. Wow, I didn't even read that good. It's wrong for members of the Corps to fight each other at all. It doesn't matter if it's barehanded. I am still stuck on how badly I read that the first time. I'm sorry. That just messed with me. But before Tanjiro can even really get all of that out, the boarhead guy immediately tries to get I don't know what type of kick that is. It's a sweeping air type kick, and he just basically tries to kick Tanjiro in a very acrobatic capoeira type way. Whoa, what kind of move was that? Even after Tanjiro broke his rib. And now, hasn't Tanjiro broken the code too? He broke that kid's ribs. And there's just fight, and they're both fighting, the boarhead guy and Tanjiro. His attacks are unusually low. This is just like fighting a four-legged beast, and he visualizes an actual boar in front of him. And then it shows the boarhead guy trying to aim towards Tanjiro, but Tanjiro easily dodges, with Tanjiro thinking to himself, aim low, even lower than he is. But even when Tanjiro tries to get him, the boarhead guy does the splits and dodges the kick from Tanjiro. Then from the splits, he flips his legs to firmly smack Tanjiro in the back of the head and faceplant him, with enough force to draw blood from him. The flexibility of his joints, it's inhuman. Then the boarhead guy just flips back. Ain't I awesome? Ain't I awesome? He said it twice, probably praising himself. This is Zenitsu saying this. And the guy is laughing as he contorts his body where his feet are on the ground, but he's bent his body all the way through so he can look through his legs in a very, very limber way. Stop doing that. You've got cracked ribs. Don't do that. You'll make it worse. Then it'll be worse. All that matters is the pleasure of this moment. Just calm down. Think about the future too. And in saying that, Tanjiro headbutts the guy. Ah, that sound! Did Tanjiro split his skull? Then the guy gets up from that. He gets up from that, and his mask falls off, and we finally see his face. Ah! A girl? Huh? That face! And then the guy is looking at them, saying, What? You got a problem with my face? And thus ends chapter 26. onwards to chapter 27. Chapter 27, Inosuke Hashibira. What a strange guy. He's all buff but has a feminine face. And this is Zenitsu thinking this. I have no problem with your face. It's small and fair and I think it's fine. I'll kill you, bring it on. No, I won't attack anymore. Headbutt me one more time. No, let's sit down. Are you alright? Listen, forehead dude, I'll tell you who I am. My name is Inosuke Hashibira. Remember it! How do you write that? Write? I can't read or write. My name is written on my waistband, though. And then he immediately catches himself because he kind of just... He says he can't read or write, but he says his name is written on his waistband. And everyone's all like, he stopped. And then, I guess, I don't know if he's having an aneurysm, but his eyes roll up in the back of his head, and then the background of this panel is swirling around him, and he immediately falls over. Foaming at the mouth. Did his brain just stop and he knocked himself out? He's unconscious. His eyes are still open, but they're all white, and he's foaming at the mouth. And then Zenitsu says, ah, he collapsed. Is he dead? Is he dead? Tanjiro says, he isn't dead, but he probably has a concussion. I gave him a pretty strong headbutt. Huh? Scary. Tanjiro's head isn't even bruised, but the boar was knocked out. His skull must be tough. And it has a swings effect around Tanjiro's head, because after headbutting him, the Inosuke, I don't need to call him the boarhead guy. His name is Inosuke. But Inosuke has a big old bruise on his forehead, while Tanjiro's forehead is completely unscathed. That man doesn't have a forehead, he has a 5 head. Only 5 heads are about that thick. And then we cut to later in the day, and Inosuke's laying down with a blanket over him. Well, not a blanket, but I believe he's laying on a makeshift pillow made from Tanjiro's clothes. Tanjiro's coat, and then he's laying underneath a makeshift blanket from Zenitsu's coat. He wakes up and he immediately jumps up. Ah, he's back up! And he immediately starts running towards Zenitsu, saying, come on, bring it! Zenitsu says, you just woke up, what's with you? And then he sees everyone, the older brother, Shoichi, Teruko, Zenitsu hiding behind Teruko, and Tanjiro. What are you guys doing? I bit my tongue there, sorry. But Inosuke says, what are you guys doing? Then Tanjiro says, laying a body to rest. Inosuke, help us. There's still a dead body in that mansion. What's the point of burying a living thing's corpse? I won't do it, I won't help. Fight me instead. Then Zenitsu was thinking like, wow, he really is crazy. What's the point? And then Tanjiro says, oh, I see. Your wounds are painful, so you can't help. Then this kind of sends like a shock going through the brain of Inosuke, and he's just all like, huh? Tanjiro says, that's all right. Each person's pain threshold is different. Carrying dead people out of the mansion, digging a hole, and burying them is really hard. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. You like, the older brother and Shoichi is all like, Tanjiro does not understand. He doesn't get it. But I'll work hard with Zenitsu and those boys, so don't worry. You can just rest, Inosuke. Ha! And this is Inosuke. Ha! Don't mock me. I can bury 100 people, 200, more than anyone. Then we have narration after the burial. We decided to go down the mountain, but Zenitsu whined about leaving Shoichi. Shoichi is strong! I want Shoichi to protect me! And he's back to whining again. Because, if you remember, when he fell asleep, and that side of him killed that chameleon demon, he does not remember actually killing it. And he thought Shoichi, for some odd reason, was the one who did it. So now he's trying to stick with Shoichi because he thinks Shoichi is strong like that. He's not, though. But, you know, Zenitsu is Zenitsu. And then Zenitsu is smacked on the back of the neck by Tanjiro saying, Shoichi doesn't want to! Now we have more narration. Then the crow spat up a scented bag of wisteria flowers. It's a demon ward, so Kiyoshi, who has thin blood, would carry it around from now on. Alright, I forgot his name was Kiyoshi. Kiyoshi, Shoichi, and Teruko. It's a demon ward, so Kiyoshi, who has thin blood, would carry it around from now on. Then Kiyoshi says, Thank you very much. We can go home on our own. And then it shows Inosuke behind Tanjiro headbutting a tree for some reason. Then we have the crow again. Now come with me! Ha! Then we have Tanjiro walking with Inosuke saying, Did you grow up in the mountains too, Inosuke? And then Inosuke says, I'm nothing like you. I have parents, siblings too. My only pleasure is to watch my strength against others. And then Zenitsu and Tanjiro are like, oh. Moving on from here, Inosuke took on a Demon Slayer Corps member and stole his sword. He then heard about Final Selection and the existence of demons. He faced Final Selection without the help of a trainer and got into the Demon Slayer Corps. When I spot an opening in you, I'm gonna take you down. And then Tanjiro says, I'm Tanjiro Kamado. Okay, Gonpachiro Kamaboko. Gonpachiro. He immediately gets his name wrong and calls him Gonpachiro Kamaboko. Okay, Gonpachiro Kamaboko, I'm gonna beat you. Who the heck is that? You. It's someone else. And then continuing on, the crow took them to a house with the wisteria flower crest of the Fuji family. Ah! Rest! Rest! Rest until your wounds fully heal! Huh? We can rest? I had to fight a demon while I was hurt. And then, apparently, the crow is laughing at him, and Tanjiro's all like, You're laughing? Then we have an old woman who opens up the door to the Fuji family. Hello? Yikes! Yikes! Sorry to arrive so late! A ghost! It's a ghost! Knock it off! You must be demon slayers. And then Inosuke is all like, She looks weak. Please, come in. And then she brings him inside, and there's food for him and beds. Here's a meal for you, and a warm bed. She's a ghost! Tanjiro, that woman is a monster! She's unnaturally fast! She's a ghost! That old... And before he can even finish, Tanjiro smacks Zenitsu on the top of the head. But continuing on, we have more narration. According to the crow, the wisteria flower crest belongs to a family that the Demon Slayers once saved. They take care of Demon Slayers free of charge. The old woman summoned a doctor. And I guess the doctor looked at all of them as all three of them lay down in bed, Inosuke, Tanjiro, and Zenitsu, respectively. All four had broken ribs. All four had some broken ribs. Zenitsu had 2, Tanjiro had 3, and Inosuke had 4. And then there's a big old knot on Inosuke's forehead from the, headbutt that Tanjiro gave him. This goose egg hurts. And then Tanjiro says, sorry. Tanjiro apologized, but Inosuke did not apologize to Zenitsu. Say it! No! Apologize! Never! And Inosuke was a very messy eater. Even taking food from Zenitsu and Tanjiro, he was always trying to provoke Tanjiro, smirking at him and blinking. Well, smirking at him while Tanjiro's blinking at him like, dude, you alright? Tanjiro, being ever oblivious, just says, if you're hungry, you can have this too. He was always trying to provoke Tanjiro, but he wouldn't take the bait. The thing is, Tanjiro is kind of oblivious to the fact that Inosuke's trying to provoke him, and he's just thinking like, oh, he must want some food. Hey, here you go. And the dude's all like, I'm trying to make this dude angry. Why can't he take the hint? He's completely forgotten about the box, Zenitsu thinks to himself. If this jerk can forget his grudges so quickly, why did he beat me up so quick? Wait, if, this is Zenitsu. If this jerk can forget his grudges so quickly, why did he beat me up so much? The jerk, the idiot, the eyelashes! If he won't, then it's up to me. Tanjiro, no one asks, so I will. Why is it that you're traveling with the demon? Zenitsu. You knew and you still protected it? Zenitsu, you're really a great guy. Thank you. Hey, don't flatter me so much! As Zenitsu just falls face first into the ground. I have a keen sense of smell. From the very start, I knew that you were good and strong. Don't tease me, I'm not that strong. I still haven't forgiven you for leaving Shoichi behind. And Tanjiro's all like, what? That's kind of what I'm feeling. Like, what? You're upset that you left behind a little boy that you think is strong because you want someone to protect you? I really hope he gets over this in the future. Then we have some sounds coming out from the box that Nezuko's inside. Oh, hey, huh? It's trying to get out. It's trying to get out. It's all right. What's all right, huh? Shh. It's the middle of the night, Zenitsu. Huh? And then Inosuke is just chilling. He's got his mask on. He's just chilling, laying down in bed. Why won't he accept my challenges? I took his food. He got mad a few times, but what about? I don't remember. Then the door to Nezuko's box opens up, and Zenitsu just immediately screams, "Ah! Isn't it locked?" And then Tanjiro's trying to tell him, like, dude, it's late at night. Be quiet. Protect me! Someone save me! Anyone, even Inosuke! Stay back. Yeah! And we see Nezuko's hand come out of the box, and she just peeks out, being all small and cute looking as she looks. And Zenitsu, trying to hide in the closet, immediately looks all like, huh? And then Tanjiro says, Nezuko. And then here we see Nezuko start to grow in size because she shrunk herself down to fit inside the small box. But now that she's out, she allowed herself to grow up even more. And then there's a sparkle and glimmer around her, and Zenitsu's all like, ah, she's beautiful. And Inosuke is just hard asleep. Too much thinking. And he's sleeping. This is Nezuko, my Tanjiro. You have got it so good. And Zenitsu is actually mad upset that he's carrying someone that looks like Nezuko around. He looks at Tanjiro with bloodshot eyes. Huh? You were with us. You were with such a cute girl. You were with this cute girl every day and traveling in pure bliss. I can't believe I stood up for you. Now this dude's going on a whole nother tangent. I suffered so that you could spend your days being all lovey-dovey and tee-hee with a girl? That's not why I got attacked by some weird boar. Calm down, Zenitsu. What's with you all of a sudden? You don't join the Demon Slayer Corps just for fun. Don't treat the Corps so lightly. We must purge the Corps of your ilk. Purge you immediately. And he takes his sword out. Cause he wants to. He's mad and upset at Tanjiro because he had Nezuko with him the whole time. Narration: Zenitsu kept on screaming until dawn. And here we have a little illustration here that says, "A curse upon you!" And that's the end of chapter 27. Onwards to chapter 28. Chapter 28, Urgent Summons. Tanjiro was troubled. Even though Zenitsu knew Nezuko was Tanjiro's little sister, Zenitsu kept on groveling, and Inosuke kept on headbutting him. When their broken bones healed, an urgent directive arrived. And here we have Like, we have... This is like when... This is like when Sanji found out who Hiyori was. And found out that Hiyori was Momonosuke's sister. Sanji immediately starts sucking up to Momonosuke. Now we have Zenitsu starting to grovel around Tanjiro when he finds out that Nezuko is his sister. And we even have this one panel where he's handing Nezuko a flower. She doesn't respond, though. She just looks at him. When their broken bones healed, an urgent directive arrived, telling all three to head for Mount Natagumo. Natagumo. I'm going to say Natagumo from now on, just because it's easier. Telling all three to head for Mount Natagumo as soon as possible. All right, let's go. Thank you for everything. And Tanjiro bows before the lady. And the lady says,
"Sparks for good luck."
And she sparks some flint on top of this piece of wood that has some sort of kanji on it. I can't make it out, though. And then Tanjiro says, "Thank you." And then Inosuke says, "What are you doing, you old hag?" And I guess he was trying to hit the old lady, but Zenitsu protects her while Tanjiro starts to drag him off. "Are you stupid? It's a ritual. It's purification because we're going into danger." And then the old lady says,
"At old times, please live with high pride. I wish you good fortune in war."
And she bows again as Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke start to head off in the direction of Mount Natagumo. "High pride? What's that mean?" And then Zenitsu's all like, "He's completely clueless." And then Tanjiro says, "Yeah, the meaning isn't immediately clear. High pride. Properly understanding your station, not being embarrassed to behave appropriately for that position. Is that it? Anyway, that old woman is praying for our safety." "What position is that? And why would it be embarrassing?" "Well, what exactly is behaving appropriately? Why does she care about us?" "She doesn't have anything to do with anything, so why? She doesn't understand our position, does she?" And then, as Tanjiro's thinking this, he starts speeding up. He sped up! Here we are, and then in the next panel, we have Mount Natagumo. "Wait! Will you please wait? I'm scared!" "We're getting close to our goal. We're getting close to our goal, and I'm very scared!" "Why are you sitting down? You're disgusting." "I don't want to hear it from you, pighead." "I'm not disgusting. I'm average." Oh, wait. And then Zenitsu said, "I'm not disgusting. I'm average. I'm normal, and you're abnormal." Then Tanjiro immediately smells something. And it's a person. Oh, I think I recognize this dude. I think this looks like the guy that Tanjiro saved at Final Selection from the multi-armed demon. "Help!" And then Inosuke and Tanjiro immediately run over to him. "He's wearing the Corps uniform. He's in the Demon Slayer Corps. What happened to him?" "Are you all right? What happened?" And then there's a crunch sound. And then the guy is yanked into the air. Literally yanked off the ground. He's crawling on the ground. And then he's immediately lifted up into the air by forces unseen and yanked away from them. Huh? Huh? Ah! I was still connected! Help me! And he disappears into the trees. Disappears into the night in the trees. Can you imagine? It's already dark out. There's no street lights here. There's no light of any kind except for the moonlight up here in these mountains. You see a person crawling out from the dark asking for help. Then you see them lifted into the air and pulled into the trees into the night, and you can't see them anymore. And this Zenitsu covers his mouth real quick. And then there's a rustling in the trees. Then Tanjiro says, I'm going in there." And then Inosuke is right next to him saying, "Me first! You can tremble in fear and follow behind! I'm hungry!" "What? he means he's hungry for battle. And Zenitsu says, he means he's hungry for battle. And Zenitsu is just trembling and shivering all over. Then we got a panel with a bunch of spiders all over the trees. This place is full of spider webs, and they're in my way. And he's just using his swords to slash through them all. Well, no, he's actually not using his swords. He's just using his hands to get them out of the way. Yeah, Inosuke, what do you want? Thank you. I'm glad you agreed to come along. The twisted, ominous smell from the mountain really freaked me out, but you calmed me down. Thank you. And then Inosuke just looks at him. And then it cuts back to a flashback of when Inosuke was around the old woman at the little rest stop for the Demon Slayer Corps. And it's the old lady speaking to him saying,
Your clothes are very dirty. Let me wash them for you. I'll bring them back. Please wear these for now. They have a nice texture, so they'll feel good. Let's have tempura for dinner. Yes, that food with batter on it.
And then it cuts back to him thinking. And back with Tanjiro, and then Tanjiro says, Inosuke. And then we see, I believe it's the same guy who got yanked up from the ground into the forest. We see him sitting amongst the trees. I automatically sense a trap. With all these spider webs, that's no coincidence. I wonder if it's a spider-type demon in this forest, and they're using this guy to lure them in. But Tanjiro gets close to him, and the guy gets very jumpy and almost draws his sword. I've come to help. I'm Tanjiro Kamado, rank Mizunoto. Mizunoto? Mizunoto? Not a Hashira? It doesn't matter how many Mizunoto come. It won't make any difference. There's no point. I know I changed his voice from the way it sounded before, but this is the voice I'm going to give him. And then a punch comes in and hits the guy in the face, but it's Inosuke's hand. Inosuke! Shut up! Hurry up and explain the situation, weakling. If you want to talk about pointless things, let's start with your existence. And it's funny because the guy Inosuke just punched is older than him. It clearly marks that Inosuke is the younger of these two. The guy is older, Inosuke is younger. A crow brought an order, so 10 Corps members came. Not long after going up the mountain, the Corps members began killing each other. Yo. And then he spots another Corps member in the forest with their sword drawn, but blood is leaking from their mouths. And then we have the demon itself here, and it's a her. Now, my darling dolls, dance like mad until your arms and legs fall off. Okay, we have a regular old female Doflamingo up in this place now. Because that's exactly how she's controlling him. She's controlling him like she's got the Ito no Mi. Then we have the crow. We have a crow in the arms of someone. And the crow is wheezing. And then we have this person holding the crow. The crow that belongs to Tanjiro, I think, or someone else. It must be other Corps members, because I believe Tanjiro still has his crow with him. But this person says, you fought hard to make it home. Most of my swordsmen were done in. This may be the work of the 12 Kizuki. It seems I must dispatch the Hashira, Giyu, Shinobu. And then we have Giyu again, and then we have Shinobu. I recognize her face because I've seen it in YouTube thumbnails. And both of them say, understood. And then Shinobu says, it would be so nice if humans and demons could get along. Don't you agree, Tomioka? As long as demons eat people, it's impossible. And that is the end of chapter 28, onwards to chapter 29. Chapter 29, Mount Nakatagu... Chapter 29, Mount Natagumo. Sometimes these names just make me... just befuddle my brain sometimes in that instance, but I'll do better from now on. Let me keep myself from sliding because I will do that. Do they hate me? And this is Zenitsu speaking. Is it normal to just leave someone behind? If we were real friends, wouldn't they try to convince me? If 2 of them had asked, I would have gone. No, you wouldn't. But the 3 of them went up that scary mountain in a hurry. Did they even care how I felt being left behind? And then it has a sparrow just sitting next to him chirping. And it translates. It translates what the sparrow says.
Sulking doesn't do any good. Go help your friends, quickly.
Then Zenitsu continues talking. I envy how relaxed you are. You don't understand a thing about humanity. And then it cuts, and then it has a small bubble underneath saying he doesn't know bird language. So even with his sparrow trying to talk to him and tell him what's going on, Zenitsu doesn't understand a single thing he's saying. Then his sparrow just bites him in the hand. Hey, you're not being very cute. Not cute at all. The demon Nezuko is cute, but a bird like you is just a pain in the neck. Then it suddenly dawns on him. Ah! That guy! He has Nezuko with him! Why did he take my Nezuko away? Tanjiro, you jerk! You idiot, you don't take a girl someplace dangerous! Moron! Nezuko! Nezuko! And as he says that, he heads head first into the forest. Because of Nezuko. Not because his friends are in there, but because Nezuko's in there. But now we cut back to the threads controlling the body of this core member. Like the parasite ability of the Ito Ito no Mi. As they try to attack Inosuke. These guys are all idiots. Don't they know it's prohibited for core members to fight each other? No, they're moving strangely. Something is controlling them. Good, then I can cut them up. No, some of them are still alive, and we mustn't defile the corpses of our comrades. Stop bossing me around. And Inosuke headbutts Tanjiro in the stomach. And then it shows more core members aiming towards the guy who's still normal, not controlled. But Tanjiro and Inosuke tackle them before they can actually make a move on the guy. Then Tanjiro smells something. Behind me, a sweet, unsettling smell. And he slashes the swords over the backs of these core members. And it cuts the threads that's controlling them. They're being manipulated by the threads! Cut the threads! Well, sure, I saw that before you did. And Inosuke immediately starts jumping through groups of core members, cutting the threads on their back. Then Tanjiro thinks, Where's the demon that's controlling them? And then he smells something. A real strong smell. Ugh, what's that? A real strong odor, but just for a moment. Then he notices something on his arm, and it's small spiders with threads attached to them coming to their arm. And it immediately yanks his arm in one direction. Then Tanjiro slashes that direction and cuts the threads that get to his arm. Spiders? Is the spider thread controlling them? Then that must mean... And he sees the core members getting back up again, attached by the threads. And he sees all the threads connecting them, forcing them to move. It's not enough just to cut the threads. The spiders will just spin more, so... Ugh, that smell again. It's on the wind, but what is it? Then more spiders start to crowd around Tanjiro's legs and immediately jumps away from it. Then we just gotta kill all these spiders, says Inosuke. Impossible. Spiders are tiny. There must be hundreds of them. We have to find the demon controlling them. But with this wind blowing, I can't sniff them out. Inosuke, if you have some way to pinpoint the location of the demon, then do it. And, Murata. Murata. We find out the name of the guy. His name is Murata. Murata and I will do something about the people being controlled. Inosuke, you have to... And then Then she announces her presence. She stands on a thread right above Tanjiro, and she looks down at him. Don't disturb the peaceful life of our family. And she has a bit of a unique design. Her hair is styled like spider legs that are like curled around her face. And her kimono has like spiderweb patterns, and she's standing on the threads that she spun. Oh wait, that's a dude. Wait, that's a dude. All right, there's two of them. There's two of these spider type demons. There's two of them, a guy and a girl. But the guy says, "Don't disturb the peaceful life of our family." Is he floating? No, he's standing on threads. Family? Mother will waste no time killing you. Mother? And then Inosuke immediately jumps towards the guy. Of course, he does it. He's not able to reach him. Darn, where are you going? Fight me! Fight me! Why did you even show up? Inosuke, I don't think that boy's the demon, so first... Yeah, I know, I gotta find where the demon is. You never shut up. Then Inosuke jabs both of his swords in the ground and thinks to himself, beast breathing, 7th form, spatial awareness. And then it just zooms out to like a 360 view of Inosuke and the surrounding area. And then we have narration of this ability. Inosuke grew up in the wild mountains, so he has an excellent sense of touch. Paired with his beast-style breathing methods, it lets him sense even faint disturbances in the air. He can feel things that are nowhere near him. Found it! There! And then the guy's spider demon says, I won't let anyone disturb us. The 5 of us are a happy family. No one will ever cut our bonds. And he spins webs in his hands. That's the end of chapter 29, onwards to chapter 30. We're making good timing. Chapter 30, Marionettes. Leave this to me, you go ahead, says Murata. And then we have Tanjiro saying, huh? What's that bedwetter talking about? Who's a bedwetter, you stupid pig? I wasn't talking to you, so shut up! You saw me defeated, but I'm a Demon Slayer core swordsman too. I'll handle this. I know that cutting their threads works and the bodies move in simple ways. I'll watch out for spiders. There are probably stronger fighters being controlled near the demon. Both of you go! And then Tanjiro says, got it, thanks. First, I'm gonna punch you out. Who you calling a pig? When we get back, I am so gonna knock your teeth in. I'm gonna beat that chub silly. Knock it off, will you? He called me a stupid pig, Manjiro. It's Tanjiro. And then they stop as they see another core member standing in front of them saying, no, don't come this way. Bring someone with a higher rank. If you don't... Oh, wait, it's her. It's a her. She's saying, no, don't come this way. Please, bring someone with a higher rank. If you don't, I'll kill them all. And apparently, she's being controlled. She's conscious of what she's doing. But she's being controlled by these threads directly as she is forced to hold the bodies of the people that she's killed. Please, please. And then we have the female demon controlling all of this. The closer you get to me, the thicker and stronger are my threads and my dolls. Then we have the guy spider demon coming up. Mother. Rui. Also, the guy demon's, the spider demon guy's name, I'm trying to put him in a classification, but his name is Rui. Rui. You can still fight, right? Am I taking a little too long? If you don't hurry, I'll tell Dad. It's all right. I can do this. Count on me to protect you. You don't need to get him, not him. Wait, why is she getting scared all of a sudden? She immediately starts sweating bullets as soon as Rui mentions his dad. You don't need to get him, not him. Then Rui says, then hurry up, and slinks back behind the tree. And she's sitting there, shivering to herself, breathing, and she's breathing all hard now. Die, die, die now! If you don't, I'll suffer an awful fate! And then the female core member immediately starts screaming as her arms start swinging wildly. Run! Run! And she swipes at Tanjiro. She's fast. I'm being controlled, so my moves are different. We weren't this strong before. And her body starts slightly contorting in different ways that are not normal for a human to move. And her arm is actually contorted in a way where it actually breaks her arms. And she starts swinging wildly because her arms are now broken. And she's screaming in pain. And then Tanjiro thinks to himself, the demon's threads are forcing her to move in ways that are breaking her bones. So cruel. And she slashes near Tanjiro multiple times. All while being constantly in pain. Then Tanjiro notices another core member behind him as it shows them alive, but they're badly beaten and their arms are just broken all over the place as well. And they're saying, kill me. Our hands and feet, our bones even stab our guts when we move. Such pain. Can't stand it. No matter what, we're dead. Help us. Please end our suffering. And then Inosuke comes in saying, okay, I will. Tanjiro says, wait, maybe we can help. Maybe we can help. Shut up. Just shut up. They want to die. They said so themselves. These guys are fast. If you drag your feet, they'll kill us. I need to think. Wait. And Inosuke is just dodging all of their attacks. And Tanjiro's thinking, I don't want to use a special technique, but if I only cut the threads, the spiders will just reconnect them. How can I immobilize them? I've got it. And then he immediately starts to move away from the core member who was aiming at him before, and he starts running. Yes, she's following. And the core member continues to follow her. Continues to follow him. Hey, what are you running around for? Stop messing around. And then, as she starts to catch up, because she's being controlled, he immediately doubles back and hits her right in the stomach and tackles her. Well, he's not just hit her in the stomach, he actually shoulder tackles her and then flips her up into the air and then tosses her over him. What strength! And then she gets tangled up in a tree and she can't move. He threw her into a tree so that the webs could get tangled and she's immobilized now. Good, she's completely tangled up. And then Inosuke is dumbfounded. And then he says, what did you do? I want to do that. And then he starts running away and he starts laughing. And then he tackles the guy chasing him and flips him up into a tree and then just tangles him up just like Tanjiro does. And he's laughing the whole time. Did you see that? I can do anything you can do. Sorry, I wasn't watching. What? I love the interaction between Inosuke and Tanjiro. Hey, there's lots going on. And then we see that the spider demon lady can feel that her threads are not being as fluid and maneuverable as it was before as she starts twitching. Then she says, I have no choice but to bring out that doll. And that's the end of chapter 30. Onwards to chapter 31. Oh, we are making good time, ladies and gentlemen. Chapter 31, letting someone else go first. Good, only one more. I'll do it again, so get a good look this time. Gotcha, go get him. Just don't be too rough. I no longer need those fragile human dolls. They're useless. Useless, says the spider demon lady. And then we see the threads wrap around one demon core member, and it slices him apart like monowire. It just slices into him. It twists his head all the way around. It slices into his face. And all the people that they've tangled up, all the people that they tried to immobilize and save, including one who had her arms broken was still a little bit better off, every single one of their necks are twisted around and snapped. This spider demon lady kills all of them that they just immobilized. She just snapped all their necks. Bruh, that's brutal. and there's just a panel where it's all silent and they're all dead. Ah, darn it, they're all dead, says Inosuke. And then Tanjiro just kneels over the body of one. But Inosuke senses something from Tanjiro, because Tanjiro gets up, but there's an aura around him. And Inosuke can sense this. Tanjiro, and you don't even see Tanjiro's face, he just says, let's go. And then Inosuke doesn't say anything except, okay. And they both get running in one direction. Bruh, he could sense the anger from Tanjiro right then. To the point where, wow, okay, maybe I shouldn't get too irate. Let me just agree with him. Because this man is ridiculously angry right now. I actually love this set of panels right here. He doesn't say anything. Inosuke senses it. Tanjiro says, let's go. And Inosuke just says, okay. Not loud. He just says it at a normal volume. He can sense the I sense the hate flowing through you. That was actually really good. I like that. This way, we're getting really close. The wind has shifted, so my nose is helpful again. I can smell 2 odors left. Then we see a body in the distance. There! Inosuke! I found it first! And when they get over there, they stop. And they're both shocked to see that it is a headless body. It's a headless body. Is it a demon body? I want to say it's a demon body because it has pincers attached to it. It has like razor sharp buck pincers attached to it, but it's a headless corpse attached with threads with pincers on it. What is that? It doesn't have a head, so it doesn't have a weak spot. We can't cut what isn't there. That means... Inosuke, what do we do? Stay calm. Use a Kasagiri maneuver. Slash from the right side of the base of the neck down through the left armpit. It's a broad strike, and I think it'll be pretty tough, but... And then Inosuke immediately runs towards him. Wait! Together! And it shows a panel with Inosuke and the body lunging at each other. And Inosuke is slashed multiple times. He's fast, but not so fast that I can't dodge. And then it shows a spider has landed on Inosuke's arm. Uh-oh, the spider! And then his body immediately gets pulled in different directions by threads. I can't move! He's gonna skewer me! Then Tanjiro is immediately in front of him and intercepts the blow from the headless body and saves Inosuke and slashes in the direction of the body. Then he slashes the threads covering Inosuke. And the headless body braces itself as it launches backwards. Tanjiro says, Inosuke, to beat this demon, we have to combine our strength. Cooperate. This one time. Let's fight together. You say cooperate, but you jump in front. I won't let you embarrass me anymore. You're in my way here. You're in my way there. As the body lunges towards Tanjiro. Then go over me. Tanjiro ducks down as the headless body misses him as Inosuke goes from the top. And he slashes and he cuts off one arm. Well, he cuts off both arms. He cuts off both arms of the headless body. And Tanjiro says, jump, Inosuke, jump! And then Tanjiro does a headstand. Not a handstand, but a headstand. He literally braces him. He literally flips his body using his own head. Total concentration. And then it shows feet hitting some branches above them. Am I looking at this right? Oh wait, this is showing the view. This is showing the upside down view of Tanjiro. Total concentration. Water breathing first form. Striking tide. And then it shows Tanjiro slicing the legs off of the body. Then he says, Kesagiri! Darn, what's with him? I'm so mad. Does everything have to go his way? He acts like it's inevitable, like water flowing down a river's course. He isn't trying to be the guy up front. He's watching the flow of the battle. The whole battle. And then we see Inosuke deliver the Kesagiri against the body of this headless corpse. And it starts to crumble away. Wow, what a cut. Then Inosuke is shown speeding towards Tanjiro, saying, I can do anything you can do, dummy! And then he tackles him and throws him into the air. And it shows, and then after he throws him into the air, we see the spider lady saying, that demon lost. He lost, but that doll was my fastest and strongest. Why did Rui have to threaten me? So upsetting. Then she looks up, and she sees Tanjiro right above him, saying, above me? He's gonna cut off my head. I'm doomed. Think. Oh, but... And then Tanjiro's thinking to himself, first form? Then the spider demon lady says, but dying will free me. I'll be at peace. And it looks like she's actually embracing the fact that Tanjiro's about to kill her. And Tanjiro immediately notices and he cuts into her head. He's right behind her, and there's a slash going through her head. Water breathing, fifth form. Blessed rain after the drought. And it shows the slice going through her in this panel. And there's an explanation of what the fifth form is. With the fifth form, the slain barely feels a thing. It's only used when the opponent offers no resistance. A merciful sword stroke. So this is one of those times where he decides to end the life of a demon without them even being able to feel a thing, and they just fade away in peace. And that's the end of chapter 31. Onwards to chapter 32. We have 2 more chapters after this one. We are almost done, ladies and gentlemen. Chapter 32, Pungent Odor. It feels like standing in a gentle spring rain. It doesn't hurt, not even a little. There is no suffering. It's simply warm. I never expected such a gentle death, she says as her body begins to crumble away. Now, I am free. And now... Now it looks like we're going to a flashback with her in the past, and then there's a guy standing over her with the same markings as her. And her eye is bloodied and it's been hit really hard. I'm sorry. I apologize. Please forgive me. What is he angry about? What don't you like? And then the body, we still don't see the face of the guy. And then we have Rui standing up on some threads above, saying, your offense is not knowing why he's angry. But... And then there's laughing in the background. And there's someone laughing, and then there's a head. There's a head just laughing. Dad's angry at Mom again. And then I guess that's the father, and he's handling his wife with very abusive tendencies. And I guess there's a little girl sitting in the tree just watching all of this go down. And then Tanjiro looks over in the direction of the spider demon lady, the mother, thinking to himself, those eyes, kind eyes, practically translucent. I bet, and this is Tanjiro's thinking this, those kind eyes, practically translucent. I bet when she was human, someone looked into them lovingly. Who was it? I don't remember the person. And then we have her flashback. Who was it? I don't remember. The person who used to love me. What are they doing now? And this is her past, I would like to believe. Then, before she fades away, she says, the 12 Kizuki are here, so beware. And this immediately catches Tanjiro's attention, and she just fades away. The 12 Kizuki? They're here in the mountains? Their blood has a high concentration of Kibutsuji's blood. If I can get some of their blood, I'll be closer to making a potion to restore Nezuko's humanity. And then he immediately remembers, oh wait, Inosuke! And he immediately starts running in one direction. And then he catches up to Inosuke saying, did you defeat her? Yes. Are you alright, Inosuke? Don't coddle me! Okay? Got it. Okay? Got it? I can do anything you can do. Pretty soon my head will be harder than yours. And then Tanjiro's just looking at all the scars and cuts that Inosuke currently has. What terrible wounds. And I couldn't help those others either. That one smelled of fear and suffering so deep that she longed for death. What is happening on this mountain? The 12 Kizuki are here? Does a clan of demons live on this mountain? I thought demons didn't group up. Now, I'm trying to decide whether I want to pronounce it Kizuki or Kizuki. Like, with a strong Kizuki or Kizuki. Like, with a strong zoo. I don't know which one to go after. I'll probably have to listen to someone say it in order to pronounce it properly the next time, so apologies for that. Continuing on. Ow! And then we cut to Zenitsu. We're walking through the forest. I felt a sudden pang. What the? It makes me so mad. And the worst part is I can't find Tanjiro and Inosuke. Where did they go? Which way? It stinks around here. Ew! I think I'm gonna cry. The skittering sound those spiders make is really gross. I know they're just trying to survive, but still. Pipe down. Stop moving. And then he looks over and he sees a head with attached to a spider body, just looking at him with bloodshot eyes and partially shaved head. Kind of like that Sid doll, that Sid creation from Toy Story. It's basically that. Is that even possible? That's a human head! A human-headed spider! What the heck? What the heck? I'm dreaming. Please just let me be dreaming. If you're just a dream, I'll work harder. When I wake up and I find I'm asleep with my head on Nezuko's lap, I'll work really hard. I'll plow my field. I'll plow 2 or 3 fields even. Please just let me wake up from this nightmare. And then Inosuke doesn't wake up from the nightmare as he runs in on more people attached to threads and even an entire house attached to threads amongst the trees. And it shows people attached to these threads, some twitching and some looking like their arms are actually turning into spider limbs. Slowly but surely. What? What is all that? Humans turning into spiders? A floating house? I see something glinting. And it stings so strong. With his sensitive nose, Tanjiro must be dead. It smells so bad my throat hurts. It stings and it makes my eyes water. And then something starts to creak outside of the house. And it surprises Zenitsu. And it's a head. And it's a full-on giant spider with a head, a fully formed giant spider with the head of a person. And not the head of a person, but the head of the demon that said, Dad's angry at Mom again. That is its entire body. Its entire body is completely spider, while its head is still that. But it's huge, though. And this is Zenitsu screaming. Huge! It's huge! It's giant! It's too huge! I am not gonna have a conversation with whatever you are! And Zenitsu immediately starts running away.
It's no use running. You've already lost.
Don't talk to me! I hate guys like you!
Look at your hand.
Huh? My hand? What about my hand? And he immediately notices that his hand has started to fester and change, and it's swollen, and it looks like it's rotting almost.
You were bitten, right? By a spider. That spider's poison.
That spider's poison will make you a spider too. In just a couple hours, you too will become my slave, crawling across the earth. And that is the end of chapter 32. Onwards to chapter 33. One more after that, and we can call it a session for today. Chapter 33. Suffering and floundering as you move forward. Look at this watch. Do you understand? And he holds out an actual nice-looking pocket watch. When the big hand reaches here, you will join the spiders. When it reaches here, your hands and feet will begin to tingle. When it reaches here, you'll feel dizzy and nauseous. And here you will feel intense pain and your body will shrink and you'll lose consciousness. And when you wake up... And he immediately starts yelling as he sees other transformed spider people crawling around him. And he just starts screaming like crazy. Running. I know it won't help. I know. And he immediately starts running up a tree. And the spider head demon says, What are you doing? Shut up. Just shut up. There's nothing to be afraid of. When the poison runs throughout your system and you become a spider, your mind will be gone. No, I don't want that. Not that. Why don't you get that? I bet you don't have any friends. People must hate you. And the guy immediately stops talking. And he starts screaming, ah! Ah! No, I don't want to be like that. And I guess we're coming to another state. Pull yourself together. Stop blubbering. Don't run away. There's no point in such behavior. No, I'm dying out there. If I train anymore, I'm going to die. And then it's I guess this is Zenitsu from his younger days, speaking with, I'm guessing, his mentor or somebody. This isn't going to kill you. Get down here, you idiot. Gramps, call me master. I love you, Gramps. And then I guess his grandpa is all like, that's my grandson. But he doesn't actually say this. When I was drowning in debt because I gave money to a girl I fell in love with and she ran away with another guy, who helped me? You did. Well, maybe you were just buying my affection. So you could train me as a swordsman. Still, I want to meet your expectations, but I can't. I'm sorry this is how I am. I practice secretly on my own too. I barely even sleep, but I don't get any results. Why not? Why the heck not? Calm down, Zenitsu. You have some talent, so... And then a bolt of lightning strikes the tree and strikes Zenitsu. And it changes his hair color. Zenitsu! This dude got struck by lightning and it changed his entire hair color. I'm getting some Scott Pilgrim, she knocked the highlights out of her hair moment here. It shocked the hair color out of his head. Then we got narration from Zenitsu. What a terrible life. I even got struck by lightning. It changed my hair color. Sure, I was happy just to be alive, but I had absolutely no faith in myself. I always try to do a good job, but I get scared and then I run away crying. I want to change. I want to be a better person. I'm working as hard as I can too, but now I'm gonna turn into a monster without any hair. No way! It's the last straw. How can I take this? And he's just blubbering and sniffling and snot coming out of his nose. And the spider body guy is just thinking to himself, what is with this guy? What is with this guy? And then the smaller spider body, spider babies, I guess I want to call them, start crawling up the tree. Yeah, no, don't come up here. Leave me alone. Just give me a moment. And then as he pulls his hand away, clumps of his hair comes out in his hand. Huh? Is it falling out already? You never actually said anything about my hair falling out. and he swoons and he passes out. Oh, he passed out. You know what happens when Zenitsu passes out? But the spider demon guy doesn't know. What's up with him? Isn't he a demon slayer sent here to kill my family? He just passed out. What a coward. And then Zenitsu starts to fall out of the tree. He'll fall on his head and die. What the? And then we see Zenitsu falling, and then there's a hiss coming from his mouth with his eyes closed. The same thing that happened when he killed the demon before. Thunder breathing. First form. Thunder flash! And he rights himself, and he immediately launches, and then Zenitsu unconsciously launches towards the spider hanging from him. And this sends shocks to the spider demon because he's all like, he's launching at me so fast! No, he's not even doing that. That's wrong. That was actually completely wrong. I thought he was doing that out of surprise of Zenitsu, but it's called, the demon uses a move called Poison Sputum and tries to spit at Zenitsu, but Zenitsu spins out of the way of it mid-jump, still spinning, and we see the poison is capable of literally eating away at whatever hits it. It literally starts to rot a tree and dissolve it instantly. And Zenitsu dodging. I mentioned that he literally spins away in midair. He literally midair dodges away from this, and then he lands. Twisting in midair to dodge? Such a skillful move. He's like a different person now. Then Zenitsu gets in that stance. Thunder breathing. First form. Get him! And the spider demon guy sicks his little spider babies on him, but Zenitsu immediately dodges out of the way. Thunder breathing. First form. And then he tries to spit at Zenitsu again. He strikes the exact same pose every time. Obviously, he only knows one technique. Then we cut back to his grandpa in a flashback talking to Zenitsu again. Okay, Zenitsu, you managed to learn one, and that's something. It's more than I expected from you. The thing is, if you can only do one thing, then do it superbly. Polish it to the utmost of the utmost. Until this moment, Gramps was furious, because there are 6 thunder forms, but I've only learned one. And this is Zenitsu thinking to himself. Don't you know how to forge a katana? No, I have no idea, but if you keep hitting me, I'm gonna cry. For a katana, you strike it and strike it and strike it to drive out the impurities and refine the purity of the steel. That's what makes it a strong sword. Is that why he hit me every day? But I'm not steel. I'm flesh and blood. This fool is nothing. If that's all this demon slayer has, then he'll soon fall to the poison in his blood. Master it, Zenitsu. You may cry and you may run, but never give up. You must believe that these days of hellish repetitive training will eventually pay off. Be rid of all your impurities. Become a blade that's stronger than anyone. And then it shows Zenitsu's face, his eyes white, and the effect of lightning crackling around the pommel and scabbard. Well, not the pommel, but pommel and handle of his katana in this moment. And that's the end of chapter 33. Onwards to the last chapter of the day. Chapter 34, Robust Blade. You must master a single thing. Then the Spider-Man tries to use Poison Spectrum at him again. Zenitsu dodges, but it gets the lower half of his coat. And then the spiders jump at him. The little baby spiders jump at him. The poison is working. I'm in pain. My hands and feet are tingling. I'm slowing down. Now the pain will increase and I'll be nauseous and dizzy. And then it shows Zenitsu falling to the ground a little bit. Then it cuts to someone speaking to Zenitsu. Get lost. You hear me, right? Aren't you embarrassed about crying from dawn till dusk? Loser. I'm not wasting my time on someone like you. Sensei is a great man. But Gramps, and immediately Zenitsu is hit in the head with something. Don't call him Gramps, it's too familiar. Sensei was a Hashira. He reached the highest rank in the Demon Slayer Corps. It's a rare honor to receive instruction from a former Hashira. Sensei is completely wasting his time giving you lessons. You're an eyesore. Get lost. Why are you even here? Why do you haunt this place? And this is from Zenitsu when he was younger. I didn't have parents, so no one ever expected anything of me. No one dreamed of a future for me where I'd latch onto something and fulfill a dream. Being useful to someone. And he remembers with Kiyoshi, Shoichi, and Teruko. Then he thinks of Nezuko. Spending my life alone as I protect others, even a humble future making others happy. No one dreamed of even that. When I failed and cried about it, and then ran away, people thought, he's no good, and moved on. But not Gramps. He kept scolding me over and over, again and again and again. I ran away, but he always pulled me back. Sometimes he went a bit too far, but he never gave up on me. And then we cut back to this spider demon guy. Stab him! Inject more poison! And then it shows the tongue of one of these spider babies have turned into a needle, and it tries to jab into Zenitsu, but Zenitsu dodges with what strength he has left. He can't move anymore, but because of all that running around, he's puking blood. He must die before he becomes a spider. He might die before he becomes a spider. Oh well, even if he does become a spider, he won't be of any use. He's bad raw material. No good at all. Then Zenitsu grabs his sword. What? The very air is vibrating. And then the spiders try to jump at him, but they all fall. They all fall immediately around him as he grabs his sword. Thunder breathing. First form. Thunder flash. Then he tries to. Then the spider demon. Then the spider demon guy tries to spit poison sputum at him again. Why did I call it sputrum? It's sputum. And then sixfold. And then it shows Zenitsu in like a ping pong ricochet fashion, rebounding off of multiple trees and shooting up straight through the house with enough force to literally come out through the house, breaking the house, slicing the spider's head clean off, all the way in the air. Was I cut? Me? Cut? By him? And the spider-head demon guy is confused as Zenitsu falls onto the house. And then the head falls to the ground, separate from the body. Time to dream. A happy dream. I'm strong. Stronger than anyone. I always help weak people and those in trouble. The time Gramps spent teaching me was not a waste of time. I grew strong thanks to him, so now I can dream of helping many people. Now, I'm done for. Then we see words saying, don't give up! And then we hear words, and it's the words of his grandpa. Use your breathing. Slow your heart rate. Slow down the poison even just a little. Even if it hurts, even if you suffer, don't go down the easy path. Gramps would pound me. That's right. And Tanjiro would be disappointed. And we see Inosuke and Tanjiro. That sound, did lightning just strike? How should I know? I don't think I smelled thunderclouds, but that awful smell is so strong I can't tell. Inosuke! Ha! I think I'm going to take a look over there. Do whatever you want! Inosuke, go down the mountain. Go down. Why should I? Buzz off! Because you're badly hurt. I'm not hurt, I'm fine. Huh? And then we see a girl approach him, and it looks like the other spider, one of the other members of the spider demon family. And it's the girl that was watching everything go on as the father was beating up on the mother and everyone else was just reacting to it. She was the only one who didn't respond in a adverse type way. And she runs at them. Ah, I'm gonna slice you up! Demon, yeah! Inosuke! And before the girl can get away, she screams, Father! And then a big old massive body drops down in front of him. From above, and we finally see the face of this man. And it is a complete spider face. Everyone else's faces have looked relatively normal, comparatively. But his face is completely spider. And he just roars at both Inosuke and Tanjiro. Stay away from my family! And he punches into the ground, and it craters the ground. And that ends chapter 34, and ends volume 4, Robust Blade, the end. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's reading of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. I hope I didn't confuse you guys if I said volume 3, but this actually makes up volume. Actually, hold on, wait a minute. I need to check real quick. Yes, it does in fact make up volume 4. I hope I didn't confuse you by saying it makes up volume 3, but it is in fact volume 4 that I just read through all of. So apologies for that if I said that at the beginning. If I have to, I'll correct that at the end. But yet another fantastic reading of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. With that being said, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples.